What, you have something you want to say to me?
How about a little sympathy? What do you got, fucking ice in your veins?
We decapitate and we do business with whatever's left.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Everybody knows about it. Everybody's talking about it.
When he left the intelligence community to work in social media, that was just the start.
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Everybody knows about it. Everybody's talking about it.
You talking to me?
What a horrible fucking job you have. How do you do it? Fucking internet.
You talking to me?
Something bad is gonna happen.
Why the fuck would I ever trust somebody who would leave me holding my cock like this?
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
You can't buy votes or even likes from the shadow government. From the shadow government. The shadow government. The shadow government. The shadow government.
Hello. Port City Uncensored. We're back here in the house. J-Man Jack here in studio with producer Scotty.
Hello.
And we are back. Let me pull up our guest. Hello, Mr. Patti. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we don't see your handsome face, though. Do you have your camera on?
It says that there may be a software issue. They want me to reload, and so if I can step off and come right back.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, let's try it.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, people. Yes, Mr. Tom Patti will be joining us this evening. And while we're waiting for him to resolve his software issue there, let's take a look at this.
Maybe I tried to call out race the other night, and I was shut down by the mayor. I used to think the mayor was becoming a Karen, but what I realized is that she's a Trump. And so she's getting ready to be met with all the energy that a Trump would be met with if I had to deal with Trump. See, I don't have to deal with Trump on a national level because I don't see him. I have to deal with Trump in Stockton. There's nothing worse than giving somebody your trust, giving somebody your vote. This woman took all our money to get her in office, all the support of my campaign people to get her office, all my team. She had a man that wasn't even hanging up her signs. We had to go hang up her signs. I put $70,000 of my own dollars behind her. Kevin Hart put $50,000. Floyd Mayweather put $50,000 so we could start to create new economic business to our city. This woman has been trying to get me arrested, trying to get me locked up. She's been trying to refer me to the DA since I've been there. Got caught, and then I found out that she met with the police chief and a third party trying to have me investigated, violated my civil liberties. So you know what I did? I notified the city that I'm suing them for $15 million if they don't get their shit together. And guess what? They ain't going to get it together because these people are so used to people being able to be manipulated or be intimidated, but you can't intimidate me. You can't. What you going to do, kill me? The mayor has taken it upon herself. When I tell you, first y'all saw her beating the gavel. Then she told all the people, if you want to vote me out, good luck, you can't vote me out. Then she shut down the meeting and threw out a bunch of black women the other day. Y'all need to go back. I'm going to put the video together online. It's online. It's online. But I'm going to post the video for everybody to see. But what she don't realize is that at the next meeting, if she behaves that way, we're not going to allow it to happen. I share my platform with this woman. I will never publicly support her again. They said she beat a little black boy at the school where she was the principal. I saw the video of that. I thought they were lying, but after looking at the video, I don't know. Maybe there's this theme of hating black and brown people. When ICE came to Stockton, silent on that. So she didn't care about the Mexicans. This past council meeting, she brought her black goddaughter up there to say the prayer, as to make us think that because she got a black goddaughter, she cared about our issues. We already know people who love our penises don't love our policies. So let's be very clear. I don't want to hear shit else. I've been very temperate and very measured, allowing this woman to be whatever she wants to be, but no more. 6 months she worked at the high school full-time and worked at the city full-time. You're not even supposed to have 2 full-time jobs. I had her back, but you know what I had to do? Spend full-time in City Hall, making sure shit was under control when they were providing fraudulent budgets, all type of craziness. And you know I got receipts. Y'all know it.
Wait, what did he say? Wait, did he say people who love their penises love their policies? What the?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What the fuck does that mean?
He said it, and let me pull some folks up here. All right.
Oh man, it's like Stockton.
Tom and Shoua, can you guys hear us all?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh wait a minute. Here we got Tom on another screen here. So.
Was that a recording from the last council meeting, or was that actually a recording that he did for you guys?
No, that's something that he put out publicly himself.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's funny.
All right. Can you hear us, Tom? Okay, we can't hear you now.
Yes, turn on his microphone.
Maybe it's time that we put a petition together to kick her out of office because, oh my God, what a total liberal loony toony she is.
I'm connected on a different device, Mr. Patti. I believe you are on by 2 different devices, perhaps. He's got his webcam on, but his microphone's disabled.
He needs to log out of the other one.
Yeah, can you remove that one? Yeah, remove that one. I think it's using his microphone.
His mic is muted. He needs to unmute his mic.
Okay.
Tom, you need to unmute your mic, Tom. There's a tapped up. Yeah, tap your screen and then unmute your microphone.
All right, bear with us, folks. Technical difficulties.
Are you talking about like city council or like right now? I think
right now. I mean, we should put a petition together and just kick Fugazi out of office. She's basically really worthless. What kind of mayor would actually shut down a whole city council just because she didn't feel like she has the power and the authority to? She doesn't. We don't work for her. She has to understand that she works for us. We elected her to work for us to make sure that this city gets run right properly and make sure all the initiative, all the ballots, all the funds get dispersed. That's her job as a city mayor, not to argue and bicker with other city councils to say, hey, it should be, she should really control the council and run it like she's supposed to as a mayor and make sure that all the agenda gets discussed during the time. I mean, it shouldn't take 4 hours to go through an agenda. I don't know what kind of a person would actually take 4 hours. If I was running the show, I think 2 hours max is super, but I would try to do it within 1 hour, right? Because everybody should already read their agendas as far as what there should, what needs to be discussed, what needs to be voted on, right? You need to come prepared. And for Fugazi, when she was city council, she was worthless. She never even read the agendas. She came to the meetings and go, oh, I didn't get a chance to read the agenda yet, so let me read it while you guys are discussing it, right? That's how she was already. And I still don't understand why people still voted her to become mayor. that really blows my mind. Her track record is really horrible. So,
all right, well, of course, you can have different opinions on that. Tom, can you hear us? Oh, Tom, you connected yet? All right. We're obviously having some technical difficulties on there, but
try and send him another email. Tell him to join by computer, not phone. Computer is just like the easiest way to join the stream.
Well, I could maybe do that. Hang on.
Well, Shoua, what's your opinion on all that? Correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's a meeting and you're like talking to your subjects, well, I don't know. I thought you hit the gravel and like the meeting's concluded, or like, I don't know. Just like okay, speaking as as a young guy and stuff, I'm not sure how to interpret it because I don't have a lot of background on Mrs. Fugazi. If I remember correctly, she was a principal of some kind, correct? That's pretty
She
much
was. She was, I think, an assistant principal at
principal, yeah.
like high school.
Okay, so realistically speaking, I'm trying to give everyone a fair shake here, but okay, so as the person who's a vice president, whatever it was, uh, what makes one qualified to lead a city such as Stockton? Like, if we were to say, all right, we have candidates, what makes you different? Like, what makes someone a good candidate to run for Stockton, right? Besides, like, being a high school principal, like, that's not a lot of experience because it's like, I'll put it like this. Uh, Controlling kids is way different than controlling a bunch of citizens who are way older than that and varies from ages to occupations to a bunch of other things. So it ain't the same ball game. I mean that's my view on it.
I totally agree. I think what we really need are people that are actually like one, like for example, like Trump, right? He's a business owner, right? He runs a multi-million-dollar business, right? So he knows what the role of a CEO or a president of a corporation, right?
I
So
think
you have your president, you have your vice president, you have your directors, you have your managers, right? You actually run your board or your officers, right? And then so city council is the same way. A mayor is like your CEO, right? Everybody's your like a board of director or everybody's like a VP, right? So your city councilors are that role. And you have to really delegate, okay, here's so and so you're in charge of area one, right? What is it that's in your area that we need to make sure that we're running effectively, right? So their responsibility as a city council is for area one, we have potholes in the street, we have crime that are up, we have homeless on the streets, right? So here's what I need to make sure my area is safe. I need more police on the floor, on the ground. I need to make sure the potholes are filled. I need to make sure the homeless are not, setting up camp in my backyard, right? So those are all the things that you should be working towards as a city council. The mayor job is now, okay, we have these funds that are allocated, you know, through measure A, B, C, D, whatever, right? So how do we disperse those funds to your area? That's the whole job of a city council and the mayor, is to
yeah.
really make sure that those funds get, used appropriately, not to go to some fancy ball where they're spending like $1 million like a couple weeks ago where they're, at the some kind of baseball game, or I forgot what it was, right? So that's not how you should be spending public funds.
You
If you're doing that, that means you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're only in it for your own self. So you're really not, working for your constituents.
Okay,
not for my
Tom.
yeah.
I know we've got him up here. Looks like he's got some bars. Can you hear us?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll have to go without your picture tonight, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I'd like to get your take on this. Of course, the City Hall drama that's been going on for the last few weeks and seems to be a continuing, unfolding, day-to-day thing as we move on. And they haven't even been in office a full year yet, and it's like city council seems to be coming apart at the seams. So, wanted to get your take on it since you were a candidate for the top job selection.
Okay, first off, Shao Low has to mute his microphone because I'm getting nothing but feedback while he's doing something.
Mute your mic if you have feedback.
All right, let me.
Okay, yeah, that's a little quieter.
There we go. Secondly, I don't know what's going on. So on my computer, I can do microphone. On my cell phone, it won't let me do microphone, but it'll do picture. And I guess I can't do both of them at the same time. So you got me in total blackout, but I'm here live and in person.
All right. Well, yeah, that'll work. We'll go with it. So, again, we wanted to get your take tonight since you were a candidate for the mayor's spot, and I remember election night meeting with you briefly, and we having a few words about the results and everything. And Yeah, here we are since January to now. Is this what you expected to see? And
1,000%. Every of all four candidates that were running for office, they elected the four with the least amount of experience in leadership. I'd have to say, of all of them, Jason Lee is kind of the most magnanimous personality. Obviously, he's got his Hollywood Unplugged something, and he's got a little his talk shows and such, and he's got energy, he's got momentum. The other three candidates are basically clueless, and it's the blind leading the blind. And I'm not taking choices of who's a better leader of the four, because they're all basically inexperienced. Maybe just one of them has a personality. The others are just blind bats. And if you look at it, guys, I'll give a quick comparison. All right, I'm a business guy. For 20 plus years, I created millions of dollars of commerce, payroll, business relations, signing checks every single week, running a business, expanding it, doing all sorts of decision making. As a county supervisor, you all know my record. You saw that for 8 years, I must have introduced 80 to 100 things to the county that were leadership, game-changing actions that made a difference in San Joaquin County. I do know that Christina, to her credit, after 8 years on a city council, she successfully got plastic water bottles banned from the council meetings, because they're going to save, obviously, planet Earth by banning plastic bottles at city council meetings. Outside of that, her biggest decisions for the last 30 years of her life is if the students take an early lunch or if there's a fire alarm going on, where do you direct the kids to go in a fire drill? Outside of that, I don't know one single decision she's ever introduced or brought forward that was original, that was innovative, that was forward thinking, and that prompted action for positive results. You have the blind leading the blind, and that's really unfortunate. But here's the catch. Stockton gets exactly what they deserve. They elected 4 novices to office, the blind leading the blind, or the inept leading the other inept individuals that have no clue what they're doing. And so Stockton constantly shoots itself in the foot, and you now see the net result when you have a failed level of inadequate leadership. That's exactly what's going on.
Wow.
That's pretty good. I could
Yeah.
have said it better myself. Holy shit.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would probably agree with that. I mean, it's always been my contention, especially as of late, that we can complain all day long about the, electeds or candidates or, politicians in general. But the fact is they wouldn't be where they are if people didn't vote for them. And obviously enough of a chunk of people to put them over the finish line to get to that office. And so yeah, I have to agree completely that, so you get what you pay for, where you get what you vote for. And so, Scotty, you got something to say?
I do. I think you, Mr. Patti, are pretty fucking qualified. I'd like to highlight another example. I believe there was a story I recall hearing about how you saved a woman who was being mugged and you got punched in the nose or some shit, but it was like, damn, you fucking went out there and it's like, all right, bring it on, because you're a boxer, right? Or you worked with Mike Tyson, something along those lines.
Well,
That's
yeah,
great.
Scotty. So I was 2 weeks out of a spine surgery, and I saw a gal getting punched and beat up really bad in her car by the backseat passenger, which goes to show you are the company you keep, right?
Mhm.
And so I got my guests. I was the designated driver. I got them inside of a little place downtown. And then the video starts up, and this guy's like, "No, what's up with you?" And I said, "Listen, I don't know what's going on, but you can't be beating up on that girl." So he comes out to confront me. He's not being apologetic. He's not backing down. He tells me what he's going to do to me, which I immediately launch into a defense offense. And then I got a shot on it broke my eye socket and broke my nose. And we went to the ground. I definitely caught a bad shot. And then we scrapped on the ground, and he got up in the car, and they took off. So, for me, I think I'd have to say it's probably, I'm speaking the company that we're keeping right now, none of us are the kind of guys or the kind of people that it's not in my ability to turn or walk away or run away or to ignore or to call, like another supervisor, as inept as he is, said, Chuck Wynn, he says, you should have called 911. I'm like, call 911? There's a girl screaming for help. Call 911. She was going to be a murder scene by the time you call 911. So guys like us, all of us here that are speaking, we want to take action. We want to make a difference. We're not placeholders. We're not there to be witness. And that's the difference between us, those that take action. When you got a Bill Smith, we got a Shoua Low, we got Scotty, J-Man, Jack. You guys are here. You're on the front line. You're talking. We take action. You bend. You ask questions. You get engaged. We make a difference because we're not passive participants. But in the city of Stockton, you have so many people that are government dependent, so many people that want to hear somebody talk about how they deserve more, they're underprivileged, how they're underrepresented, and it becomes this swell of support for somebody that's a champion for the underprivileged and underdeserved or underrepresented. And that's all flat out nonsense. You want to make a difference? Come along with me. Let's create jobs. Let's create enterprise. Let's bring in investment. Let's manifest our future by rolling up our sleeves and getting something done. Not waiting for somebody to dial in for us.
Thank you. That all proves my point. I want to bring on something else. So that's fucking amazing. Okay, so you're all guys. I'm the youngest one here. So how do I format this? Forgive my ADHD. Men will only follow men that they deem worthy of being followed. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Like, if you ever read The Art of War, I often reference that a lot. So, okay, I'm going to compare you to Trump. That dude took a bullet, and he's like, fuck it, fist pump. He could have got headshotted, but he still did it again. So, I like to highlight it's not about, like, sure, you have experience, all that. It's more like your mentality and what you're about. Because I'm thinking of people say politicians or mayor. I'm thinking more in terms of tribal and shit. Because like fucking warlords, what I'm thinking of, right? Because it's like if I'm going to vote for you, it's not like I'm putting my trust into you as a leader that I will follow you until we're all fucking dead. Pretty much, it's like that. Because it's like a leader of an army, right? Because your soldiers are putting your faith into you. So the reason why I think Trump won, again, this is another point I mentioned, is because he got the young man's vote. Why did he get the young man's vote? I would say it's because Trump's pretty much got that fighting spirit, and like you did, you pretty much that right there, you saw something go on, you and did something about it. You didn't fucking call 911. And the point I'm trying to convey to all you guys is that I believe the future, mainly for Gen Z guys, is they're gonna go fucking hardcore right Republican because it's simple. We want to protect our country. I'm put it like this. I'm a young guy. What I believe what I'm about to list is what a majority of a lot of young guys list. So I want secure borders. Why? Because I don't want people coming in fucking up my country with drugs or taking the jobs, such as illegal immigrants or anything like that. I'm thinking like a Ford and shit, right? Secure borders. There's nothing political about that. It's pretty simple, right? We just want to protect our country, our land.
Right.
But now here's the kicker, right? But the things I'm gonna list is that I care about my military. I think veterans deserve treatment more so than fucking immigrants who come here and don't do shit. Why am I using the word immigrant? Not that word. I call it like not invader. What's the word?
Illegals.
Illegals. Yes, they come here. They take the jobs, the benefits, and all this. And that's like how many U.S. veterans who fought blood and shed tears and all this shit. How many of them are on the street? And how many fucking immigrants has the Democrat Party put in hotels and all this top tier shit? When you got motherfuckers who fought for the free. Okay, so we only have all this nice stuff is because we have rough and ready men who are ready to fight the bad guys out there, the military, right? So my point I was trying to convey is that my mentality, and believe it or not, it makes me, because I'm not going to mention it, but my college experience, high school experience, so on and so forth. All of my mentality as I'm talking now, I've had the same mentality, and this has made me the bad guy. I'll give you a word of what they called me, a Nazi, because I care about my countrymen surviving and enduring and prospering. I don't give a shit about anything else. I'm just thinking pro-America first, right? So that makes me the bad guy. So I'm saying right to you, if you were to run again as for mayor, which I think you should, think about the men, because the men who are going to be voting you into power, it's simply like this. It doesn't matter if it's Stockton or any other position of power. If I'm a dude and I need to get the votes of a bunch of other dudes, I'm gonna go to bat for these motherfuckers because they're putting me into power. The choices I make, they live and die by. No, fucking literally, right? It's like if I was mayor of Stockton and I made a bad choice, and it's like, let's see here. I made a bad business deals that fell through, and jobs were supposed to come to Stockton, didn't come here. People were relying on that. Now I just added to the fucking homeless population, and now these people hate my ass because it's like, what would it called? When something good goes on in your city, you're thinking of the mayor. Something bad, you're thinking of the mayor. Now, there's a lot more than just the mayor pulling the strings, but ultimately, that is the person who's fucking mainly controlling the shit, right? So based on that, shouldn't the person? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. I'm saying this word. Our warlord, our leader. Should this person not be someone of experience or of a certain caliber? Someone like, hey, I know this guy can get the job done. I'm going to vote for him based on merit alone, not any other external factor. I don't give a shit what he looks like, where he's from, or who the fuck he's sleeping with. Now, these are talking points I believe Democrats often say. Like, they say, oh, well, are you trans? Are you Democrat? Are you a brown minority? It's like all this shit. It's like, no. It's
Checking
like
boxes.
Checking boxes. Here's one fucking box. Can you do the job?
Yeah.
Can you do the fucking job? And that's all I have to say, gentlemen, is that my mentality has labeled me the bad guy, which is ironic considering I only care about the future of America, right? So think about this, right? Is that you're all a bunch of mature guys, right? So I'm a younger guy. I would live the decisions that like someone like Trump would make, right? So here's here's what I remembered. It's not just a business. America's not just a corporation. We make money and all, but he has more stake than his corporation. He has a family. Here's another part, family. All right, carry on. But yeah, that's my final point though, is that it's family. That is essentially what all of us men give a fuck about. Is that are five things. If these are five things I can promise to a young man that's listening, he'll vote for me. Here's these five things. Can you promise me I'll have a job that earns a decent income? Yeah, okay, sure. Can you promise me that what's it called? I'll be able to afford a house, fucking housing, or a car. Yeah, sure, okay. How about I'll be able to have a family, or my kids don't be indoctrinated by the fucking system? Okay, sure, that's three. How about four? My military protecting? Does my country give a shit about me? Because it's like the machine only works if every cog does its job, no matter how small it is. So if every young man feels like his country gives a fuck about him, that's to the country's benefit. Unity, community, brotherhood, the thing we've lost so much is why so many young guys don't give a fuck whether or not the world burns or not. That's something you can that's something you should be worrying about, because it's like there's a bunch of guys who are lost, don't have any purpose, and they're all a bunch of young guys, right?
Yeah.
So if they don't want to work the job, join the military, and they just rather do fuck all because they have no hope, then where do you think the future of America is headed? I'll just leave you with one stat: 66% of men under the age of 30 are single in America. That's a lot of fucking young guys. So that's it. If there's nothing you take away from this, it's this: is that young men will follow the man. That I guess like a father figure. I guess it's like Sun Tzu: treat your soldiers as if they were your own sons, and they'll follow you into fucking hell, pretty much. So what do you guys think? Am I onto something here? I just think it's
Well,
like that movie
I got a
300.
question for you, Scott.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to recruit more men?
I'm glad you asked. Now that you asked that question, I was kind of contemplating it, but I want all of your guys' opinion on this. If I was to recruit a bunch of young men and I was going to be like, all right, you're from Stockton, you're like me, because I was born here for like last 20 years. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to fucking run away. I don't have the luxury of hopping onto a sexy jet and going to Los Angeles and drawing martinis. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm like, if I'm going to die on this hill, I'm gonna die doing it my fucking way, because this is my home, right? So here's another word. I have stake in it. So people who live in Stockton have stake here, who have families, who have jobs, who don't want to run away, who don't want to fucking commute to the Bay Area just to make a living, would rather stay in Stockton and make Stockton a place on the map instead of a fucking stain. So if I was to recruit more young men in Stockton like me, I'd simply, like I said, promise them five fucking things: help me get a job, help me afford a fucking roof over my head, help me, maybe you can fucking, oh, wait, here's another one. Most young guys don't have a male figure, a male role model, or a lack of what's it called? They don't have fathers. So they don't
That's
have
our
fucking
cancer right
fathers.
there, Scott. That's America's cancer.
Yeah, they don't have fathers, so no
Yeah.
wonder why they rather go shoes leather over supplies inconvenience. Yeah, okay. So here's something I'm passionate about.
Well,
Why is it that the
that's two
murder rate
different
in
things.
Stockton is committed by people around my age and younger more so than adults? When teenagers feel the urge to just shoot each other instead of talking about their differences and resolving it the more humane way, we have an issue. The issue is the culture is fucking toxic because there's no men, because the women rather leech off the fucking government. I could look at list on and on. If
Well,
you're a guy who's 20
hold
and
on
you
a
do something
second.
to fight for, yeah, go on.
Okay, so part of it is their educational scores are so low that most of the kids don't have the vocabulary to solve their differences without violence. They're like little kids.
Mm-hmm.
The little kids, you go in and you take his candy away, he's going to get mad. He's going to act out. So if your reading scores are so low, if you don't have the vocabulary to work things out and come to a sensible solution, you're going to resort to violence. And that's one of the biggest problems we have in America today.
The education system's fucked.
Uneducated people acting like they know something and trying to act like they're the king of the hill, and they don't know nothing. They can't even spell their own name.
What if that's by design because communists infiltrated the fucking education system and fucked it all up? I would know because I had to experience and live through all of it for the last fucking the entire time I've been in school. I've had to shut up and watch it. The fucking Communist Manifesto book. I saw the motherfucking book lying on a teacher's desk. I shit you not. Motherfucker got the hammer and sickle cross and everything. And I'm thinking, I have to shut the fuck up and pass this algebra class because what am I going to do? I'm just a dumb kid, right? What am I going to do? Tell the principal, tell my fucking parents? It's not going to change anything. So you know how I changed that? I'd recruit a bunch of guys, young dudes, who have the same attitude, and they'd fucking change it. So to answer your question, Mr. Smith, the answer is quite simple. You recruit a bunch of young guys who are pissed the fuck off and want to change or are capable of doing it, and guess what? It wouldn't take them not even a year. It'd take them fucking, what's it called? 6 months to get organized. They'd be like, all right, all you guys, what do we want? Well, let's see here. We want to be able to get jobs. Okay, trades, fucking learning degrees that are useful, fucking okay, here's a big one. College is a waste. That's why a bunch of young guys aren't going to college. It's mainly chicks going. I know because I fucking attended college, and I can tell you there was not a lot of guys. It's mainly chicks and everybody else there. And I can also vouch for this, is that the stuff they're teaching is a bunch of useless shit. It's not going to get you paid out in the real world, right? So yeah, there's a lot going on to play that is affecting the youth of America, and mainly the men are super fucking disenfranchised. Here's a good question. This one's for Mr. Patti. Mr. Patti, do you believe me when I tell you that for Gen Z men, a higher percentage is voting Republican or conservative, and a higher percentage of Gen Z women are voting Democrat and liberal? Like there's a huge gender divide gap, and I wonder why. Why do you think that is? All you fine gentlemen. Why do you think if you're a young guy, you're voting Republican, you're a young girl, you're voting Democrat?
Empathy.
Why is that? Why does that say that? I wonder.
I think for my take on it is, first off, women are very compassionate. They're very sensitive. They're very caring about how people feel. Whereas young men are looking at this going, wait a minute, I'm seeing boys competing against girls. That's wrong. I see boys fighting girls in competition or taking away accolades. And any man with decency, with any a modicum of sensibility that isn't overruled by sensitivity, realize that this is a wrong direction, and there's a course correction in their mindset. So that they've been drinking Kool-Aid and they've been fed the Kool-Aid long enough, but they're waking up and saying, no, wait, something's wrong. And even having transvestite day where they come in and sing and dance for 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids in school, like to what purpose? So boys are waking up and realizing there's something dramatically wrong here, where women are thinking like, it's just inclusive. It's just being tolerant. And that's the most caring, compassionate thing to do, is make everybody feel good, give everybody a trophy, tell them all that they're special no matter how they feel. We'll let them identify. You look at the education system, and they was talking about male toxicity, which is a complete blatantly made up term. Well, the problem is we're missing male influence, not only in these young adolescents' lives, but we're missing male influence in schools. You've got administrators, teachers. The entire structure is predominantly over 80% women, female. So if there's even a male coach that realizes hey, well, hold on a second. We're doing what now? He's going to be outruled and overrun by the female sensitivity.
That was me.
It's only fair if we let everybody do what they want to show our tolerance. So let's take our little boys, let's convert them into little girls because we feel like that's what they feel like. So it's unfortunately taking this dramatic action for a course correction for young boys, young men to wake up and go, whoa, wait a second, something wrong, and it's not okay. And hopefully that spreads. It becomes a vast awakening and a course correction in our country, because we can't even tolerate a little bit of it. You can see where with just a little bit how toxic it becomes and how an epidemic it becomes nationwide and globally.
Right. Okay. On that note, so I would like to pick up on a few things. However, if we could take 30 seconds out to pay a bill and take care of an obligation here. Are you ready, Scotty?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is an ad, by the way. Are you looking to buy or sell your home in Stockton or the surrounding areas? Let us introduce to you our friend Donna Gaines, your local real estate expert with PMZ. With Donna by your side, you can expect a quick and hassle-free transaction. She knows the market inside and out and is dedicated to making your experience seamless. So don't wait. Contact Donna today at 209-301-5193 and discover your options for buying or selling your home. That's 209-301-5193. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
All right. And again, that's Donna at PMZ. Give her a call if you're looking to sell a house or buy one.
And Donna is a superstar, guys. I've met Donna before. She's dynamic. She has common sense. She wants to work with you within your budget. Donna makes good things happen in people's lives. I'm a big fan.
Okay, well, hey, thanks for saying that, Tom, and she's my bestie. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the female, the female influence in our society, and
they're trying to ruin your sons.
Look what's running all the establishments. Okay, look who the CEO of San Joaquin County Administration is, a female. Look who her second in charge is, a female. Look who's mayor of our city, a female.
I'm seeing a pattern.
And you can go on down the line. Look who's the head of the Board of Education. It's Stockton Unified, female. So you wonder why we're producing soft men and puppy lovers. I mean, I'm a puppy lover, but I'm not a soft man. But it's just a pattern, and it's just what's going on, and we need to step up. Maybe the men are not smart enough, huh?
No, the men are too busy working. No, the men are too busy working and getting things done. Unfortunately, that's the main problem. Listen, the only reason why I got involved in politics is Mike Tyson told me, he goes, you business people complain too much, but you don't get involved. And he is right. Bill, you're a businessman. Yep. We're busy making, marketing, sales, hustling, doing jobs, working nonstop, countless hours. Who has time to go to a city council meeting? Who has time to be the squeaky wheel? It's the malcontents, the ones that are full of dissension, that are squeaking and crying that you don't give them enough, even though they're inept and they're dependent on everything you do for them. They're not leading anything. They're only asking for more.
Parasite.
And the leaders are unfortunately out there leading and making a difference financially.
That's that's true in a sense, but I think society in itself, right? We have changed. We have changed from the men being like the true leaders and the true breadwinners to, oh, you know what? We need to give equality to women, right? So now women is trying to step up, but it's just like certain ethnic groups when the men is actually missing from the home, and you see how the women becomes either the breadwinner, the father figure, right? They can't do it because why? Women just don't have that I'm gonna call it that testosterone where they know what it takes to become a man, right? So you're trying to give a role to a woman whose role has always been the caregiver, right? To become the ultimate breadwinner and the testosterone where if I'm in danger, my mom's gonna go out and kick somebody's butt for me. No, my mom is just go out there and yell and call names like blah 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 blah. That's all they're gonna do, right? So that's why we are failing as a society now, because the American Western society is catering to the women's too much. We're giving too much equality, too much freedom, and that's where we're destroying our own self in a way, right? So it's just like the Roman Empire, any great nation overall. When you start to see that decline in manhood, then that's when your society starts to decline, and it actually will end itself because just like the Roman Empire, right? When the Romans were conquering all these great countries, right, the whole world, it was about men. When they became the conquered and they had nowhere else to conquer anymore, they start becoming relaxed and become weak, right? So they became more you know into other things like boy lovers, right? You know it, and you start to see the decline in the Roman Empire through that. It's we're actually repeating it right now, right? We're catering to turning boys into little girls. It's okay, right? So that's where we're at right now. So we're
Well,
actually gonna.
that movement's designed to take care of the racial movement.
I've seen some shit, man. You're not wrong. I've seen guys that got turned into chicks because of
Okay.
that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey, we can hear you. In fact, yeah, I just want to get your take on some of this.
I was gonna say because it says that I'm muted on my end.
No, we hear you fine over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. The whole woman in charge thing, I don't know if you guys remember, but there's been like a whole woman empowerment movement over the last like 20 plus fucking years.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe longer since you guys were probably kids. But it's really picked up steam over the last like I feel like 10 to 15 years.
Oh, boss
where
babe, that's what he's
women are just getting more and more opportunities that used to be afforded to men. Now I have seen a lot more women being elected into office. I do feel like the issue with the Democratic Party and why younger men are turning into more Republican supporting individuals is because of the fact that the left, the Democratic Party, they've just doubled down on their minority issues, like for their party, things that we as like the people of America just don't give a fuck about anymore. We care about normalcy, and that's something that we haven't necessarily had in a very long time. And that's just something that we're looking for. At least that's something that I've been looking for. That's kind of why I actually supported Trump's second campaign. I didn't support him the first time. I turned around the second time because the economy under the Trump's administration the first time was going magnificently well. It wasn't until Biden came in where things just weren't the same. Every year it just seemed like more and more layoffs were coming, at least in my sector because I work in tech. And now we're kind of just dealing with the repercussions where people are trying to blame Trump. But in reality, I still think like we're a year or two away from really seeing the effects of what his policies can do for all of us, the American people. It's just a matter of time. That's just the way that I see things.
Right. Yeah. Okay. It's funny how we started off talking about the City Hall drama and have come all the way around, to our questions of our society and women and everything else. But
does not relate though.
I did want to.
No, this is a great episode. I'm not gonna lie because I was watching it on my drive home, and I've been tuned into the entire episode from beginning to end. It's been a great. Yeah.
All right, so you had to deal with our technical difficulties and everything. Yeah, but
I actually had a question for Tom, if you don't mind. Tom,
go ahead.
What is it that you've made your background in, if you don't mind me asking?
In what capacity? As a business owner? Yeah, so I've been an independent business guy for 40 plus years after I left home. But when I moved back to Stockton 24 years ago, I bought my father's crane business. We had signs and cranes. I took over the crane business and I doubled, quadrupled, and made it a much bigger, more successful company. Much to my great pleasure. I had the pleasure to serve many people, including Bill Smith, if he ever needed a job on a weekend or sometime if the phone rings, you take care of your customers. So,
Tom's dad was a great man. He was an amazing guy. I watched him bring that business and make that business here, and then Tom took it over and increased it by tenfold. But Anthony was a great guy.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And do you currently hold a position in city council?
For myself, no. I termed out as county supervisor, so I'm finished my privilege of 8 years as a county supervisor, twice elected, and then I did run for mayor. And I got to tell you something, though, guys. I am thrilled not to be in office right now. I got my life back. I'm back to it's not my circus. They're not my monkeys. I don't have any relation to any of them. I don't care. I don't care about a pothole or a homeless person. I don't care about anybody doing anything anywhere. I'm worried about myself, my business right now, my future, take care of my daughter, and I'm doing what I need to do versus being sacrificial to the benefit of others. So I'm free. I'm clear. I'm reformed. I don't care. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this. I'm here to speak the truth. We have a gay mafia, the LGBTQ.
Oh my
You've
God.
got one of their
Oh,
members,
he's right,
Sam
he's right.
Fant. You got other members, Susan Eggman. You've got these people, these puppeteers that are controlling the city and trying to influence the county, but they mostly got a grip hold of the city more than anything else. And they are the absolute puppeteers. They populate with toxic people they can control, and their ulterior motive is money and influence. They want to have Susan Eggman's agenda is different than Sam Fant's, even though they're part of the LGBTQ mafia, but they are vindictive. They're liars, they're sneaks, they're weasels. They'll say one thing, they'll pretend to be the victim, they'll pretend to be your friend. They will do anything and everything to undercut you, to slice your throat, even though you were their friend, and they'll do anything to their own benefit. They're weasels, they're liars, they're sneaks, and they're evil people.
Yes,
Okay,
they are.
on that point, because Jason Lee at the last council meeting, in some comments, did elude. He used the word collusion. He said there was a lot of collusion going on. They were saying one thing in the back room and then coming out and doing something else. But yeah, the C word, collusion. It kind of hit me, and my first question was, okay, is this collusion that he's talking about limited to the council members, or is it stretching to other people outside of City Hall? And I think, well, you
Listen,
kind of just answered that.
Sam Fant is the puppeteer. He's the Machiavellian one that's pulling the strings and promising, and it's all about the money. For Sam, even though he's part of the gay mafia, it's all about the money.
Right.
I got a question for both Tom and Bill. Do any of you guys actually intend to ever run for the Stockton mayor position again?
1,000% no. You heard it from me now here first publicly. You couldn't pay me to do. You couldn't pay me. I was going to take a 50% salary cut to be mayor, to inherit all the problems. And what would have been great is I would have rolled over my relations and the momentum from the county into a partnership with the city, so then therefore have a city partnership with the county on the big issues, namely homeless, and the things that I had in motion, and working with the board that's there now, which all fantastic. Glad to have worked with them in the past, and we could have done a lot of fantastic things. I had things slated with Harry Black. We were going to be doing downtown that would have renovated and revitalized downtown. You couldn't pay me $1 million a year to get involved in this garbage for this city any longer.
Wow.
I
Well,
was gonna say, what would the path for a recovery be at this point, considering that obviously the people in charge of the city are not one working well together, two I haven't seen Stockton improve in my honest opinion over the last, I'd say, 3 to 4 years. I bought my house back in 2020. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I like the community I live in. It's just property values I don't think have gone up, not just because of interest rates, but because the community hasn't gotten better over the years.
Can I offer my solution?
Guys, stick a fork in it. It's done. Stick a fork in it. We're done.
well,
We're just done with Stockton. If we want to see a better future, it's outside of Stockton. Is that what you're
Yeah,
about?
you pretty much had to move out of Stockton because Stockton, the way the corruption here is, it's destroy Stockton, bring down the most valuable lots in Stockton, right? Turn it into pennies on the dollar, and these corrupt people that are controlling the city councils will go in and buy it up. You look at downtown. That's what they're doing. They're literally destroying downtown so they can buy it on pennies on the dollar. And then what do? They will try to put in whatever, like homeless shelters, whatever they could get their money into, right, or their pocket, right? So that means if they're getting state grants, federal grants, they're going to do
Nonprofits.
whatever they can. Yeah. So
So if you if you take a ride from Harding Way out to Hammer Lane down Pacific Avenue and count how many boarded up businesses are all the way down Pacific Avenue, one of our main thoroughfares. You can do it on March Lane too, but Pacific Avenue tells the story. Stockton is not business friendly, and it's not ran by anybody that knows how to run a business. So if you don't have business people in there, you're not going to bring business to Stockton. It's just not a business friendly atmosphere. So people look at Lodi, okay? Look at what Lodi's done. Lodi's a business friendly atmosphere. I mean, look at their downtown. Look at everything in Lodi is on the up and up. You know, Stockton has got, you know, we got plywooded up doors and plywooded up windows and it you know, quite frankly, the city has become a slum. And it's a damn shame that nobody knows what they're doing on the council. And in our local district, you know, District 1 and 2 here in San Joaquin County, they're not doing anything either. So, you know, we just need to pull our head out of our ass and make something happen because it's not a business friendly atmosphere. We got a waterfront down there that's locked up and closed off half the time. We don't use it. We don't do boat races anymore. We don't do any of that stuff that draws people in here and creates fun and entertainment for people. So businesses just shy away from Stockton because it's not business friendly. That's all. That's my
Well, and Bill, to your point, anyone and Michael Blauer, I know, is a really solid guy. He's an independent contractor as a realtor. But can you anybody name anybody on the city council that's ever signed the front of a check? How about anybody in Stockton administration that's been brought in that was that has any sensibility? But anybody ever signed the front of a check? Anybody ever make a payroll? Gone through a recession? Have they ever done marketing and challenged and exceeded and created industry and opportunity? 0.0. But for Blauer, who's a solid guy, he's an independent guy. But you have zero. You have total ineptness by people that haven't the clue nor the courage to lead and challenge status quo, to be a disruptor and even create enterprise and industry because you think outside the box. You have nothing but followers.
Yep.
Okay, on that point now, next year we have a primary coming up. We have 3 council seats that are going to be up, 1, 3, and 5, the odd numbers. How important is this next election going to be?
Does that mean is Christina, not Christina? Who's my council member?
Well, if you're in 1, that would be Michelle Padilla.
Am I in
we
1?
need to get her out of
I
office.
believe you
Get
are.
somebody else. Who's running against her?
Yeah, I'll go.
Well, right now,
I'm kidding.
you know, right now, I don't know. There's rumors of different people wanting different seats. Like I said, there's 3. Blauer, he's termed out, so that one's open, and then the other.
No, Blauer's not termed out. No,
Blauer's got 4 more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he had served before.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
he was appointed for an interim position. Yeah, he had an interim position to fill a vacancy, but no, he's only elected once.
Okay, because I thought that counted as a term.
No.
Oh, all right then. Well, I stand corrected on that. Well, in that case, it's 3 incumbents. But again, this is going to be 3 seats up.
So if you want to figure out again, but for Blauer, I don't know that Brando's going to run again. And you got Michelle Padilla. If you want to figure out who's going to win, select the most inept person, and that's the person that Stockton will elect.
So you're telling me I should run?
You should. You should run.
You might win.
I honestly, I got a
I'll manage the campaign.
I got a
If
platform.
you're
I got you guys that could advise me. I'm just saying we could
if
take
you're in one, you should run for C1. Honestly, you could probably win it because nobody's gonna vote for I think Michelle Padilla again. Horrible.
I've never seen anybody. I've never seen anybody more inept in an elected position.
Joe
Well, I
Biden.
hate to
It's
say it, but
astounding.
realistically, guys like myself and Stevie, his name's Stevie, right? J-Man,
Who?
your producer.
Scotty.
Scotty.
Who the fuck?
Realistically, guys like Scotty and myself should probably like try to get a little bit more involved, hands-on in the political scene of the community that we're living in. Like,
I
it,
did that.
no,
Be a
let's be
nightmare.
honest, this is our future, right? We're gonna be
Yeah.
here hopefully for another 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
So I want to see this place flourish and grow, and if there's something we could do to get the ball rolling, right? Because realistically, Stockton is you said we have a primary next year, correct?
Right.
So that's the first opportunity that we actually have to start to try to make changes, right?
So you should start buying yard signs now.
Got it. I'll have my daughter hand make them.
Either way.
I got something to add. Okay,
Don't talk about it. Do it.
Like, what's his name?
I actually like that. That's my mentality on everything.
Nelson, right?
What's up?
I think you and me most definitely have a shit ton of stake, considering you got a house and you got kids, and me, I don't really plan on fucking moving. So what was I getting at here? So for all of you guys listening, hear me out on this.
I think we're the same age, aren't we?
No, we're not. We're not. I'm way younger than you.
You're 26. I'm 26, right?
I'm not 26.
How old are you?
I'm a baby. We'll just say that. My age is confidential because I don't want to find out.
Yeah, that's why he's off camera, because he's doing work for a top secret government organization, and we're sworn to over here.
Here's my question: have you guys seen Fight Club? You guys?
I love Fight Club.
Okay,
That's
so
one of the best
you
movies.
see where I'm going
You
with
can't
it?
talk about Fight Club if you're in the Fight Club.
Okay, well, good point. So he mentioned, I think Bill mentioned, okay, so what am I going to do to get a bunch of other young guys? So you guys got me here, but what if you had 100? Would you had 1,000, 10,000? There's this, Stockton has a population of almost, 400,000 people around there?
320 something.
Yeah, around there. So I'm saying how much of that population is young guys that are doing fuck all, that are kind of just lost. I'm just kind of pointing out here is that it wouldn't be very hard for someone like Tom Patti to be mayor if everyone that was voting for him was like, yeah, I'm a young guy, Stockton fucking sucks. And I pretty much, if every young guy that hates Stockton would be like, I want change, and they just voted for him.
The issue is you need the female vote. It can't just be a bunch of guys voting because we'll never win any election if it's just a bunch of guys.
The issue is Tom Patti's not running again. You guys need to figure it out.
No, so here's that.
Anybody but
that
me,
question.
guys.
Here's I'd figure it out before.
Tom's not going to take a pay cut.
I don't give a shit about pay cut. Here's my solution.
I'm not running again.
I have 5 things.
gonna
Homeless
run.
population. There's homeless people. How would I solve that? Okay, here's the real question I want to ask you guys. Do I sound like pretty much a fascist? Because here's my 5 ideas to solve Stockton. There's a bunch of homeless people. Okay, like we've discussed before. You offer the helping hand. Get to rehab. Go to a fucking program. I give a month. A citywide notice. Here's a month. If anyone still decides to fuck around and decide to be on the street, and we had these facilities open, right? Because Stockton has a lot of abandoned buildings. You either go to rehab or we collect you on a bus and we fucking take you out of Stockton. It's that simple. Now, my solutions are ignoring and pretty much disregarding completely red tape, bureaucracy, and all that shit. It's like, what is the most effective solution that is going to get us the outcome, a better outcome? Because here's some heavy shit, right?
So, but Scotty, that's honestly like an hour-long discussion, and I can give you an entire dissertation on the homeless issue because I was knee-deep in it in the county.
Actually, Tom, if you're, I don't know, J-Man, if you're ever gonna have Tom again, but like, I'd love to pick your brain on the homeless issue. Tom,
I can tell you every single pathway and evidence-proven results of what to do and how to do. But again, that's a whole nother. Unless we want, and maybe we do it as another podcast.
Yeah,
where I'll share exactly.
That proves my point exactly.
love to
Patti
hear.
already
I'd
has
love to hear because
solutions,
it is something that
but he
I
can't
really am
enact.
passionate about. Because it breaks my heart, man. Like Stockton really has a lot of like locations and areas that are just beautiful.
But why is it still a shithole 50 years later? I'm 20 something. I'm not going to say, but I'm in my 20s. But when I'm in my 30s, is this
Years
place
ago, it
still going
wasn't
to
a
suck?
shithole.
Is it still going to suck in 2030, 5 years from now, gentlemen?
It's going to be worse. Listen, guys. Stockton's trend is this. Everybody, if you have a 3.5 or higher, you're going away to college and you're not coming back. It's a brain drain. You've got 7% of the students in Stockton Unified are Caucasian. You have a white flight. What's leaving behind is sometimes some good, very hardworking families. You've got a lot of a lot of good people that are here, and there's plenty of opportunity. But you've got a brain drain. You've got everybody that has an education is gone. That goes for higher education. There isn't any industry that's bringing them back here. So there's a myriad of challenges to overcome that. And sure, are there possibilities of what you could do? Sure, but the reality is the trend and the trajectory is not good.
So fuck the city, pretty
We're
much.
trending in the wrong direction.
Well,
It's
you
not
also
great.
got to
And
take
shit,
into account
boys.
there's people buying properties in Stockton that really could give a fuck about Stockton because they're still working in the Bay Area and their lives are not in Stockton. They just have a property here just to have a
Like
property.
that. It's been like that for 70 years.
So there's no hope then. You can't save
No,
the city. We should all move in.
no, it's
There's no hope. You gotta win the Powerball. If you win the Powerball, let's go. We could clean up
I'm
Stockton.
renaming Stockton the N1 Kingdom. That's what I'm renaming Stockton. It's gonna be my little empire.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Like I don't know, man. It really does break my
So
heart
what should I do then? As a
seeing the
young dude.
drama from our leadership. It's not good. It's not good.
So what am I supposed to do? Did I just abandon ship like you guys, like Mr.
Pray,
Patterson?
pray, Scotty. That's all we can
Pray
do.
to who?
Pray.
Who's gonna
Whoever-
fucking
You know,
choose?
to be honest, Scotty, there's like a few people of the elites here, like the Spanos, I forgot the whatever, right? That actually the groupies, right? That are the main people that are your puppet masters, right? Everybody that sits in City Hall are just puppets. So these puppet masters are calling the strings. That's why you see all these incompetent people that are actually running for city councils. Because why? They just need a job. They need a job to feel like they have some kind of power to make them feel special, right? So these elite group of people like the Spanos and the groupies that say, hey, you know what? Michelle Padilla, you're a worthless piece of lazy bum. Anyways, you know what? I'm going to give you the opportunity to become a city council. I'm going to fund your campaign for you.
That's not true. That is.
It is too true. It is too damn true. I know it because you know what?
The groupies
She was
do not
worthless
get
to begin with. So
I just think
behind
whoever
anybody
believe
that's
me,
elected right now.
they believe me. These are all the same people that control how Stockton runs. And if you watch when you're played out, right? When you don't go what your master tells you to do, you will not have another seat 4 years down the line.
It's just
And
not
that's
true.
damn
I'm
true.
sorry, it's not true.
It is too damn true.
None of that is true.
Yes, it is too.
Well,
It's
that's
not.
where that.
Yes,
so-
it is.
I'm on the inside more than you, and I've sat
You may
down
be on the
and I
inside. That's
understand
why you don't want to
exactly
tell the
what you're
truth.
trying to say
I'm
back and
on the
forth.
outside and
You've
I've
never
seen
been
it
on
with
the
my own
inside
eyes. Come
any
on.
of them. I'm sorry.
No,
That's
so
the damn truth.
my
Still, the
opinion is,
question
like,
though is that Stockton
people
still
with money will always back whoever they can support that will do what's in their best interest, right? It's not necessarily they're buying some of these people in the way that Shoua sees it.
Oh, they are. You guys see that's why Stockton will never change. That's why Stockton will never change because you know what? When somebody sees the truth and somebody tells you the truth, nobody wants it. Oh no, that's not true. That's not how it is, right?
No.
People will never open up to really the reality is that Stockton is getting played by all these elite. And we are. And we'll never see a change because you know why? Until we really start to open up our eyes and start to really listen to the guys that actually saying some real truth. It's kind of like Trump deranged syndrome, right? Everybody that hated Trump will say he'll never win. What happened? He won, and now everybody's crying. So we got to really wake up.
He didn't
Shout.
win
Here's
because the group
here's
you're
a
Spanish.
math that you may not realize. In the last election cycle, the city council that there was 4 seats open, one of them being mayor, 3 city council members. The elites that you're talking about went 0, not 1, not 10, not 100. They went 0 for 4. That means they lost every single candidate they backed of the 4 seats that you're saying they control and they're influential and they're the puppet masters. You're wrong.
The elites
Now,
are
if you want to
So,
talk
so
about
were
the
you
puppet
were
masters,
you
we're
so were you one of
definitely
those guys that were actually being controlled too? Is that what you're saying? So you lost. So that means you
we're talking.
lost. So were you one of those that
I absolutely
right?
was backed by Spanos and groupies. Absolutely, they gave me money. Absolutely,
Exactly. So that's
1,000%.
my point. That there goes my
Well,
point.
that's not your point. Your point was spoken with pure ignorance. You're on the
No, it's
outside.
not pure ignorance. Come on, Tom. Just because you lost, now
You
you're
have
gonna say right. That's
never
exactly
had a
why.
meeting. You've never in your entire life had a meeting with the Spanoses or the
I don't
groupies.
need to. I don't need to. I don't need to. I'm not a puppet, so I don't need
All
to.
right, boys, let's be civilized here. Let's be
I don't need
civilized.
to.
I
Speaking
do have
from
a question.
pure ignorance.
Mr. Patti.
Just because you lost, buddy. Come on. Just because you lost, Tom.
My
Show,
loss had nothing to do with that. And yes, I was
Hey,
part of
yeah,
the
you know what, Tom? Just because you lost and you put money on Kevin Lincoln and he
I
lost
love
you, right?
America.
So
Of these discussions.
Once again, your ignorance is speaking louder
okay,
than
my
your knowledge.
ignorance is your stupidity, then I guess, right?
We're both coming from love in trying to improve
We're trying to have a
Stockton.
discussion.
So I
If
actually have a question
if
for.
we're gonna have someone ignorant like Shao Lo in here saying
Oh
stupid,
yes, we don't need the
okay,
stupidity of
check out.
Tom Patti on. So you know
Sorry,
what?
you guys all have a great evening. I don't need to be around
There
this.
goes another. There goes another one of those white boys that try to control the Asian population again. So we really want to go that route? Come on, Tom. Let's go.
Considering Asians have a
Come
very
on.
high IQ, you're not
Come on.
demonstrating with your ignorance.
For other white guys, I don't think you have a high enough IQ.
Hey,
So
J, you gonna make numbers? You gonna hit numbers with this episode? Yo, so actually, I do have a question for Tom and Bill.
You have a question for me?
Well, Bill left, but I got a question for Tom. Tom, for like, let's say somebody like myself, for example, who is interested in maybe someday pursuing a political career. If you're gonna run, how would you run? What's the first thing somebody would have to do?
So one of the most beneficial things, of course, is being involved in the community. Like for
sucking a
instance,
lot of dicks. That's what you got to do. Sucking a lot of dicks.
okay.
All right, let
Goodbye,
Tom
guys.
speak.
Goodbye, guys. And if you, I'll come back on this show anytime you want. But when you have an inbred moron like Shao,
All right, all right. I didn't suck enough dick, Tom. So I'm sorry, Tom.
in the circus, then
Yep, yep.
Goodbye.
Oh, Tom.
All right.
Hi, Shoua. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. People that have been played for so long, they will never bow down to say, hey, you know what? Maybe Shoua has a point, right? You heard he's been bought out by the groupie, the Spanos. He said it himself.
Shoua, that I guess his point was that the people that were elected into office, none of the people that were elected were backed by the people that you say are.
No, because you know what? I think honestly, right? Tom literally begged me to endorse him, and I told him, fuck no, right? And he told me to endorse Kevin Lincoln too. I said, fuck no, because you know why? They backstabbed me. Those two idiots backstabbed me. If you guys don't understand, I ran for mayor, I ran for city council, I ran for school board, right? And they owe me favors, and they were supposed to give me their endorsement. So they didn't endorse me. So when they asked me to endorse them within the Asian community, I told them, fuck you, Tom. What the fuck did you do for me? So he's mad because I didn't want to endorse him. And that's why he lost.
I get it. So this is more of like a personal between you and Tom, because you
Exactly
had aspirations to become mayor and hopes and things. Just when they didn't back you or support you in your pursuit as well, you're just pointing out that there's just a whole bunch of people like working.
Yes. Yes. So Stockton, like I said, honestly, Stockton is run by these oligarchies, whatever you want to call them, right? And they were betting on Tom Patti, and I literally went on Facebook and said, "Do not vote for Tom Patti because you know what? I did not want to endorse him because he is a backstabber. He says one thing, but behind closed door he'll backstab you, and that's why I really told everybody to vote for Christina Fugazi because you know what? I really want to see how the city runs without these people, and you know that's why I say what I say because you know why?
Well,
Christina is just as bad, right? But you know what? I'd rather have Christina than Tom because you know why? Tom says that he's for the people, but he's really not for the people. He's for the people that actually gave him money, the groupie, the Spanos. So all the stuff that he said that he'd done in the past when he was county supervisor, it was never for us. It was always for these wealthy families in Stockton. They benefited from Tom being in that county seat.
And in politics, in any position that you ran for, whoever gives you money, you're going to look out for their best interest.
Of course. Yes.
That's why Tom is probably going to represent the interest of the Spanos or whoever backed him. And I'm not saying you're wrong. What I would like to say, however, is damn, man. Scotty, you and I, we got our work cut out for us, bud. We
You guys,
got our work cut out for us, Scotty.
yeah, it's on you now. So, yeah.
But if we can all just come to the table and talk, because Shoua, you got what you wanted. You got Christina in the office, and you're
Of
seeing
course.
a clusterfuck.
Yes, because the whole point is I really wanted to see the city even go into more of a shithole because you know what, honestly, until we really start to see the sewage that comes out of Stockton, we will never change, right? So we had to start seeing, and you start to see it now where the whole city council, nobody wants to do their job, right? And then people start waking up. It's just like the last 4 years with Mr. Biden, right? People start to see all that crap that nobody wants to do anything, right? We're giving away free money, free healthcare, free all this stuff for all these illegals, right? And it's just literally destroying America. That's why people change, and they really wanted to put Trump in because we need to see that change. How from you go from day to night or night to day, right? And it's like completely different now. So we have to see Stockton at its worst. And I think this is going to be the 4 year that's going to be the worst for Stockton. And then people start waking up. And then when you have true people that really love Stockton run for office like yourself or Scotty, that's when you're going to start to see a change. So you have to see it at its worst before you really want the change in Stockton.
Well, the benefit of me is I'm trying to have a conversation with everybody in a respectful way. Damn, we ain't trying to. This ain't fight night. We ain't in Fight Club right now, baby. We ain't in Fight Club right now, baby.
I guess it happens, but
But
yeah.
hey, I love it though because we're all coming from a place of love. We want to see Stockton recuperate, and we want to see great things happen in Stockton, right?
I'm coming from a
And
different place.
it all starts by having conversations, and that's one of the reasons why we do this podcast every week. Because
That's why it's called. Yeah, that's why it's called. What is it? Port City Uncensored, right? The gloves come on and we start fighting.
Yeah. So, what you see here, you probably won't see anywhere else. But yeah,
No, you won't.
I mean, look, anybody can go online, typing a keyboard and post something. That don't necessarily make it true. But here, you got a bunch of guys hanging out. We're having a conversation. It's a lot more honest. Yeah.
What I would like to say is let's just make sure. I do agree with a lot of the points that we touched on that were touched on today about like certain aspects about LGBTQ and like how over the last decade I do feel like women have kind of taken control over men in a lot of areas. What I would also like to add is some of the times it is earned by these ladies because they have the credentials, the experience, and the knowledge. So it's not always a situation where we're just losing out to women. Sometimes some of these women are better positioned for these positions.
I wish they were running for Stockton then.
However, I do think over the last decade there's been a huge issue where men just losing their masculinity and what makes us men. And I hate it. Like for example, I have it, like I notice it when I speak to other gentlemen in their tone of voice where I was so used to being trained, and I hate to say this, to certain men having a tone of voice that would put them in a certain category. However, now when I speak to these gentlemen, it's not necessarily that they're a part of this category. However, because of the way that society is and how they've been raised and how they've adapted, they've been feminized, even though they're not a part of the LGBTQ community. And that's something that I think is an issue because we're no longer what makes us, we're no longer what I feel like made us manly man, right? And that's just my little point on that.
Can I
That,
put
that
my
little
2 cents in?
Yeah, go.
I am the perfect subject for this. But before I talk about what Nelson was saying, I like to say that I believe Shoua is he has a point. So I'll put like this: is that hypothetically speaking, if I happen to come from a super rich family that founded a city, and let's fast forward 300 years, and we're still controlling the city. Well, wouldn't that make sense for people who are rich, who are actually have a huge stake in the city because their family's been running the fucking thing? Well, that makes sense for them to like, hey, we want this politician to like, hey, here I'm gonna vote for your campaign or fund it, and want also people know who the fuck you are, because it's kind of hard for people to know who you are when you have to do flyers by yourself instead of having a team for that. So it makes sense for people who get into politics, into office, to look in the best interest of the people who back them. Well, how about a guy who doesn't need motherfucking funding? Like, I don't need your fucking money, right? What about guys like that? What about the motherfucker who is like, I will get into office by any means necessary, and I don't need anyone's funny money to do it? Then you become no one's puppet because you're cutting off the strings. See,
But
my
that's
whole
hard
mentality
to
is that
do. That's very hard to do in today's society with how much money is pumped into
oh,
politics.
but you don't need money though. You need social media.
Okay, but we
Yeah.
have a guy here, right here in Stockton, that did it. His name is Jason Lee.
Yes. Yes.
That's why he was the wild card. He came out of nowhere, and he had his own war chest.
He had his correct.
And,
He had
so,
and he had
and
his
that's
platform.
what it took to break through. That's what it took to unseat the incumbent in District Seat in District 6,
Scotty,
and
that's why we got
and break the chain of the people that had a grasp on that district. Okay, because the people, the voters, are going to be attracted to the shiny object. You got to
Yep.
like that shiny object, okay? And so Jason, of course, had the celebrity appeal. He had the war chest, and he had what it took necessary to flip that seat. And so that should tell you the level of what's needed if you want to break through. Because
Yes.
otherwise, the people, most people aren't taking it as seriously as like we are. Or,
Yeah. And,
Because you guys
and
live in Stockton, you're involved. Like you have back channels, and you
I
know
lived
people
through it.
deeply
so so
involved in Stockton politics.
so to J Man's comment, right? So you have Jason Lee, and remember the audio that you guys played at the beginning where how Christina won, right? Jason Lee put all this funding into her campaign. So that's how she beat the oligarchs, the groupies, the Spanos, right? So you got to remember, that's why Tom Patti is so mad, because he was outbeaten by somebody that was not supposed to win.
Well, that's also why Jason's mad because he backed Christina.
Yeah,
She's
because
supposed
Christina is supposed to
to
have his back, and Christina backstabbed him.
and
So
basically took his money and said, "Fuck you, I'm Robert."
yes. So that's why, yes. So now you see now you guys start to understand how politics play in Stockton.
Money.
That's why Tom Patti was like, no, it's not how that is, Shua. You're ignorant. It's like I'm not ignorant, Tom. You're just plain stupid because you know exactly. He knows that he was funded by the groupies, the Spanos, and everybody else to win that mayoral seat. So that way he will start to do all the things to benefit those elite people, right? So when Christina won because Jason Lee funded her campaign and they didn't need those groupies, that's why they're kind of it's a shit show now because you know what? There's nobody controlling her, right? Nobody's controlling Christina. So she's doing what she wants. It's not controlled by the groupies, the Spanos anymore. So that's why Stockton is the way it is, and you'll see it
Christina want to do with Stockton?
because she doesn't know, right? So the whole point of her winning is she doesn't know what she needs to do now. That's the whole point. And you got to remember, everybody else that's on those seats are also may also be controlled by the groupies. So that's why she's not getting the votes that she needs to do what she needs to do.
Aren't you guys tired of all this shit?
I want to interject here because some of the information that's coming out now and that's been coming toward me over the last couple of weeks. When you talk about the groupies and the Spanos, those people, we have another element in the equation now.
Another player?
Because an address came up here, 16925 South Harlan Road in Lathrop, Suite 205. and Tom had mentioned a certain Mr. Sam Fant and some other folks and the social media dirt sheets. And if you go down the list of council members now, there's at least several people there who you'll probably never see on this show because they're under a gag order. All right. They're specifically told, don't talk to J-Man Jack. Okay. He's bad news. Why? Why? Because I'm not kissing anybody's ass in the media. Okay. Want to name names? Okay. I'm going to name some names tonight. How about Stocktonia? How about Stockton View? How about 209 fucking Times?
Oh boy!
All right,
Yeah.
the cat's out of the bag. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm not the first one to talk about this. I'm not the first one to bring up that address. In fact, Jason Lee held up a sheet of tracked phone calls. It seems that Mr. Colangelo was down in their office in Lathrop when he was sending out poison press releases. Okay, that's a whole other story. But the fact of the matter is,
dropping hot takes, ladies and gentlemen.
okay, yeah, I should have my shades on now because it's going to get hot.
Hey, put the mask on. Hey, I got you. I got
the same motherfuckers that have been trying to silence me, been working always behind my back, by the way, all right? Behind the scenes, talking shit about me, telling people not to listen to me, basically infringing on my First Amendment rights, telling an ex-partner of mine that he had to get rid of me. Making phone calls after I post stories and after my content is used in the public arena to get things done. And I'm getting calls from my sources saying, hey, yeah, so-and-so Mr. Big Shot from the fucking dirt sheets is calling around asking, hey, where's J-Man getting his content from? You know, who's talking to him? Well, you know what, buddy? If you're listening now, I'll answer that question for you. It's none of your fucking business.
You tell him, J-Man. You tell him, J-Man.
Yeah, you know.
God damn it.
Okay, you guys DM me. You guys email me and call me. Am I hard to get hold of?
No.
No, okay. The mayor came on my show. She was able to get hold of me. No fucking problem. Why do these people have to go behind my back to ask questions about who I'm dealing with? All right?
You heard the name, right? It's none of your damn business.
Exactly. Okay. So, I obviously, listen, I could sit here and run down a list of professional credits over the last several years of where my content has shown up. All the TV stations around here, KCRA, ABC 10, CBS 13, where they actually use my pictures for video, or they picked up on a story that I started and did a follow-up on it. And this has happened numerous times. Univision, I filmed a piece for a Netflix producer.
J-Man is in the industry, ladies and gentlemen. He's got the connections.
You know, I've worked for political campaigns, state races. In other words, none of those entities ever had a problem with my content. But all of a sudden, if I point out an issue or I have a disagreement with some big shot from a social media dirt sheet, I'm the bad guy. I'd like to know why. I like to know why. Why? Because I'm not kissing somebody's ass, and that's what it boils down to.
And who's that certain somebody's ass? Who's the fucker that's causing these problems? I need to know, J-Man.
How much time you got?
I got all night, baby. We can rock and roll. I'm here for you, J-Man. This is what a podcast.
We're
is
on prime time now, baby.
Hey, that's why it's called Uncensored, man. Port City Uncensored, right?
Anyway, I'm not. I don't want to give it all away yet because I've still got to finalize a few things. However, next Thursday, if who I want is going to be here, yeah,
we're dropping the names.
And yeah, this is an unfolding. This is kind of like an onion or
layer,
an artichoke where you got to peel off the layers.
Yeah, it's an onion. You're peeling off all the layers, but I once you get to the core, it's still good, baby. I love it.
Yeah, but my original point being that we now have another I don't want to say elite because, Christ, these people are,
He ain't elite, but
they're
you got
talking
another
about them as
pocket blocking your view, huh?
Another boogeyman.
It's like WWE. We got to build a character. We got to build a set. We got to build the plot, right? So it's building right now.
I
So
got my steel chair ready, J-Man. You tell me when I can use it.
Again, the comparisons between the wrestling business and politics. I just keep seeing them over and over, and you see the things
Now,
played
let me
out.
tell you something, brother. We gonna lay the smack down on these bitches. I'm gonna tell you right now, brother.
Oh yeah, snap it to a Slim Jim.
it's. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Well, we smell what's coming out of City Hall now, and
Yeah, I wish I could unsmell it.
yeah,
Goddamn it.
not too appetizing. But all right, well, look.
Hey.
On that note, I want to call it a wrap. Great show tonight, guys. I want to thank Tom for coming on here and Bill Smith, and go around the room real quick. Do your plugs. Shoua, anything you're promoting?
No, but I'll be in San Diego this weekend, so I'll be hitting the beach and thinking about you guys.
Which beach? Ocean or Pacific?
San Diego. Maybe Oceanside.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I used to live in Ocean Beach, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, all those spots down there. So
Yeah.
Enjoy your time. Great area. I got to get back down there one of these days. Nelson, what are you plugging?
Check out N1 from the End Zone with your host, your boy King NPV. Also go check out Shady Mob Productions with my boy Alex the Man Angeloff, A&A Radio, Port City Uncensored with J-Man Jack, and Smacks TTV on Switch, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate the follows, the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions.
All right. And just want to pull up here. If you folks out there want to get hold of us, any comments about our show? What do you think?
J-Man ain't running from you bitches. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah. There's an email. Port City Uncensored, the name of the show, at Gmail. Can't be any easier than that. Let us know what you're thinking. And once again, we will be here on Thursdays at 8. We live stream on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And, yeah, that being said.
I give my closing thoughts.
Okay, Scotty, of course. Final word.
One hell of a fucking show.
Yeah, not bad tonight. Not bad.
So let's see. There's something to think about. I don't know. I'm not all doom and gloom like when Patty says, no, put a fork in it. It's fucked. I'm thinking, well, I feel like it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. So it's like, yeah, Stockton sucks ass, incompetent leadership, the whole
We
9
can
yards.
always unfuck it, buddy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit, but I'm also thinking, maybe we can turn this ship around. But it's mainly thinking like the young dudes of today or yesterday are gonna be like building the fucking future and shit. So I just something to think about is that maybe one day we could have a community or a community. Yeah, there's something to say. Maybe one day Stockton will have a community of people who actually give a shit about Stockton and the best interest of it. Because me personally, I'm not running anywhere. It's more like you do whatever is necessary in order to achieve a better outcome. Fuck everything else, pretty much. It's like if Stockton can get like a Disney ending, and you gotta, I don't know, fucking set a forest on fire, that kind of shit. It's more like how far are you willing to go to make sure your kids can see the sunrise that you always dreamt of. I know that's poetic as shit, but it's something to think about, man. Because for me, I've never really felt like how to put it, like everyone's life is dictated by their area code, believe it or not. And I'm hoping that maybe my area code can have a change down the line so people can have some hope instead of just depression. Like, just thinking about it, guys, we all know how this movie ends. We all know we're all going to die eventually. Could be tomorrow, 30 years, 100 years. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying hold the people you got close to you because life's a roller coaster, man. All you can really do is hold on. So I'm like, at the end of the day, that's what really fucking matters, is how can we make tomorrow easier for everyone. And that's why I'll never get into politics, because I would fucking burn the place down before I would ever kiss anyone's ass. It's that simple, man. If it works, you do it. That's what I believe in. Simple logic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. On that note, thank you guys for showing up, and Good night, everyone. And I think we'll call this episode Fight Club.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I love it.
Well, right on.
Fight Club.
We need a picture of Brad Pitt on here.
Oh Lord.
Hit the like button.
Oh, that was awesome. Good
Yeah,
shit.
it sounds
No.
There's a beauty in the way you're worn and the sharpness of your thorns. So vibrate in the imperfections. In the pain, there's something real. All that anger so concealed. Still, you're lost in how to feel. Just let me hold that severed world. The pieces feel so cold. All the tears won't bring it back to life. But hate will always grow. There's a beauty in the way you lay and the way your color fades.